In case you're living in a cave and you did not know, it is election season, and everyone is buzzing about the election, including the entertainment industry.
Kimberlin Brown, former actress on Young and the Restless, now Trump supporter, is here to join us and talk about it. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
You've actually had quite a big role with the GOP. Share a little bit about your involvement.
Yes.
Well, it's interesting the way it started. I'm involved with a group of women in California, and it's businesswomen for Trump. And I went to an event in Anaheim to meet Mr. Trump. He had a private meeting with about 150 businesswomen from California, and he was running late, as they often are when they're campaigning. And we were invited to get up and speak. And it was really pretty remarkable. The group of women that were there, very, very diverse. Every background, every race, every religion. It was a phenomenal group. And the first gal got up to speak. She and her husband have owned a insurance business for years, where they employed 28 employees, and now they're down to 9, and they're struggling even to keep those families active within their business since Obamacare. And the next person that got up to speak was a doctor, a prominent doctor in LA, and she was warning us about the cost of our prescription meds and what will be happening after January, unfortunately. A lot of people, their costs have doubled, and they simply don't even realize it yet.
Right.
It's going to be worse.
And when the federal government is not kicking in the share to pay
No.
the insurance companies as well.
Exactly. Oh, that was big news this morning. Right. So then I got up to speak, and I wear several hats. Yes, I was an actress for many, many years, but while I was acting, I was putting my money to work for me, and I'm hoping that you're all doing that as well. And my husband and I have several businesses, and we employ over 170 employees. So Obamacare really affected our business.
And the families that you're
It
trying to
affected the
support,
businesses, the families, and the kids. We have
Right.
a lot of seasonal help, a lot of college kids. And we always provided insurance for our employees. And with Obamacare, even though we're paying 50%, our young kids still can't afford it today. So I got up and I was talking about that. And then with NAFTA, I also have an avocado farm, and I see the effects directly with farming here in California. And it doesn't just affect California, it affects all of the United States. So I spoke on behalf of that. It affected the entertainment industry, clearly. When I was at CBS,
people are fleeing from California.
Fleeing. You know, my camera guys and my sound techs and lighting people,
Changes their entire family
they were all
environment
talking about it. But I've got to tell you, what the sad thing is I didn't hear it. It didn't affect me. So I heard what was going on, but the fact that it didn't affect me, no, you guys are going to be fine, you're going to be fine. It wasn't until I left the industry, got involved in another industry that was also affected by NAFTA, that it kind of clicked and the light went on. I went, oh my gosh, this is what the guys at the studio were talking about all along. You can't. So I had this speech, and completely off the cuff, unprepared, and it was very, very well received. And it turns out that there were some people there from the Trump campaign, obviously, who took note of my concerns, what I was talking about on behalf of small business and women in small business. You know, the rules and the regulations that are being imposed upon all of us, it's not a Democratic issue. No. It's not a Republican issue.
It's a survival issue.
It is not an independent issue.
A business in California.
It's not just California.
That's true.
It's across the board.
But it's harder in California, wouldn't you say?
Oh, I would definitely say so. All of our businesses.
Our healthcare businesses are leaving to go to, I believe it's New Hampshire and Texas.
Right.
Or maybe it's New Jersey. But they're leaving. That means the jobs are leaving.
No, they are leaving. They're leaving. We have what's called the wall of shame at our business, and it's the wall of permits that you have to pay for to even do business in the state of California. And we also have fuel and marina locations, so it's doubly, you can only imagine how much more complicated that is.
Sure.
So after my speech, I was contacted about a month and a half later asking me if I'd be interested to speak at the GOP on behalf of small business and women in small business. And it was a big decision for me because I realized that the minute I said yes, I'd probably never work in my industry again.
Yeah.
And I've got to tell you, it was a sacrifice I was more than willing to make because I am so concerned
Did you
about,
believe in it?
I'm concerned about the America I'm leaving my kids.
What kind of repercussions has it had for you?
Oh, it's been devastating. Before anyone even heard me speak, just because I said yes, I would speak, I was painted with a broad brush of homophobia, racism. I must be going to KKK meetings. I mean, it just.
So there's no division between, you know,
No,
what
I
party
was
they
just
represent.
generalized.
It's an industry saying
Yeah.
you are this, therefore you must be all of these things.
Oh, well,
if you're supporting business, then you are supporting.
No, not even supporting
Negative.
business, because I'm
But if you're
supporting
Trump
because I'm
in
supporting
business,
Trump.
You must support these.
I
other
must
things.
support those other issues, and that's an enormous problem that we have in America today. Other people are stating the narrative for me, and I'm tired of that, which is why I decided to speak up. And I want to let my kids know that they can speak up. You need to speak up. Our opinions, if they don't fit a liberal narrative, are being decided for us, and we're being brutalized
Absolutely.
into silence.
Absolutely. Kimberlin Brown, thank you so much
you.
for
No.
speaking your opinion and your voice. It's very important for all of our First Amendment rights, and
Absolutely.
appreciate the distance that you came today to share
I'm,
your
I'm,
story.
I'm happy to be here. I'd love to do it again. And you know what? Do keep your voice. And all you people out there, keep your voice, please, because once that's taken away from you, you have nothing.
Absolutely.
That's good advice.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Up next, we have the Salvation Army and some of the fabulous programs that they support the communities with.
So stick around.